welcome to TheProperBrew. You're with Matt, and I'm going to be playing a game of FTL today. FTL is kind of like a survival platformer roguelike in a way, if you want to call it that. It's in a lot of different categories, and it's a really brilliant game for the price of it. I got it when it was on a Steam sale, but it's still a reasonably cheap game on Steam if you want to pick it up. I haven't played too much of it, but I've played enough to know what I'm doing really. And there seems to be one thing with the game: when everything else goes right, one thing will go wrong. It's terrible. You'll be doing great 1 minute, loads of weapons, flying through the sectors, great as anything, getting loads of luck, and then you'll run out of fuel and hit a pirate or something and die. It really kills you when it happens, when you're getting along really well and then you just die because you're outgunned completely. Well, anyway, let's jump right into it. You'll see on the map whenever you click jump, you'll get different areas you can go to. I call them stars. I don't know why, I just do. You have things like stores, which there'll be like 1 or 2 in a sector, or special ones that set up after an event. So an event. Every time you go somewhere, there'll be a sort of event, and it's pretty much always different. I've only had the same encounter a few times with some things. These are the events, you just kind of have to read them. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Short-range scanners may discover useful materials while we wait for the FTL to recharge. I can explore the asteroid field or deem it too dangerous to go into. I usually don't do that because you usually just get destroyed by the asteroids and you lose a good bit of your hull. Okay, so while we're here, I'll just basically explain all this. You've got your hull, which is like your health in a way. You've got your fuel, which you move to each sector using one, and you buy it from the store or get it from fights. These are your missiles, which you use from weapons like this thing, which is Artemis missile launcher. Then you've got your drone control, which is a bit more advanced, and it doesn't really come with a Kestrel unless you get well, yeah, you need to buy a drone controller, then drones, and then you need to get power for your drone controller thing. It's all really complicated, but you have to have a ship that's built in with it to really get started with it, or else it's really hard. As you go along, you'll be upgrading your ship. First off, you need more power to put into the new things. Like, say you get a new weapon that costs 3 to power, you'd have to get 3 extra power cells, that's what I call them, and then you'd have to put 3 power cells into that. So it's a really long process, but it's worth it in the long run because you do really well with upgraded things. I tend to upgrade the doors and the sensors so you can see inside the enemy ship. Fires can't spread through the upgraded doors, and intruders have to break them to get through, so it slows the process. Then you've got your crew here, and you man them on different stations. The stations that can be manned are the weapons, the shields, the engines, and the... I don't know what this is called. I'll have a look. What's it called? The bridge, is it? Piloting. Alright, piloting then. And it'll upgrade it a little bit when you've got them manned. You have to man this so you can jump to different places. So yeah, that's most of it. Oh, and you've got your money here, which you use to buy things at a store. Your evade chance and your oxygen level. So if that breaks, you lose oxygen, so you have to fix it. Fires can break out, and you can break the hull if you get hit hard enough. So yeah, you'll see a lot more as I get into combat. The music on this game is gorgeous if you can actually hear it. I turned it down a bit, but if you can hear it, it's amazing. So these are slavers. So you can draw a sword, send one across, but I never do that because if you fight it and win, they usually give you a slave just before they die, and I always take that because the more crew the better. So anyway, I'll get fighting now. I always pause it so I can decide what to do. I usually just go straight for the weapons, as your missile goes through shields and then destroys it. Then I usually actually go for that, so your burst laser hits the shields once the weapons have been destroyed. Oops, sorry, other way around even. So it destroys the shield so the burst laser can get through without taking a shot to the shield to get through first. So we'll see how that goes. It's usually just a waiting process from here. It's kind of turn-based, but it's not at the same time. And a lot of it goes to chance as well. You see there. Took out the when something goes red, it's completely destroyed, and the people on the ship have to go fix it. When something's orange, it's partially destroyed. Like you can see, that's turned orange. Someone's gone to fix it. So you fire again. Oh no, they're not giving up a slave. They're trying to get away, but they're destroyed anyway. So you see that you get a reward. The slave ship is destroyed. They won't continue their evil trade, but many lives were probably lost on the ship, sadly, but oh well. So you get 2 fuel, adds to there. Drone part, which you don't really need, that's to the drone thing again. I'll actually do a playthrough of the Engi ship, which is another ship that has drone control. It's really fun to use because the different drones are really cool. And scrap tranny, which is your money. And you get a lot more from different missions over time. So let's get to the next sector. The exit is there, by the way. Your main goal is to get to that before these. The whole thing's about, I can't remember what they're called. I'll tell you when they come up. But these people are chasing you, and you have to get across the galaxy before they get to you in a way. And if you don't, they're like, you have to face their ships, which you come into contact with when the red thing comes across. You'll see it before we go out of the sector. Jump to the next place to see what happens. I'll just pause it here. Oh, there we go. This is a solar flare area, which you get too close to the sun, and every now and again a solar flare will hit and cause fires, which is a real pain, because you have to go and snuff out the fires, which is really irritating in a long process. This ship is annoying because they have an inbuilt shield which has to be destroyed first, and then you go through another set of shield. So I might actually die here. So pause it. Missile out there and there. Actually, the missiles can break through even this, so let's go like that. So you can see 1 is the Artemis missile, and that's going straight for the weapons because it can break through the shield. And burst laser goes to the shield. Oh, and they cause fires as well. Brilliant. Oh, that's the engines destroyed and a crack in the hull. Never good. Oh, and more fires. This is turning out brilliant. Actually, I'll just open the doors and decrease the oxygen level. It's really hard to micromanage on this game. There we go. So we got fuel and scrap 18 and a missile. Good. And now we have to wait till we can get out, and fires will continuously rage because the engine is broken. Until we get it back online, and then this has to charge so we can jump out again. So yeah, I'm just repairing it in the minute. It's kind of a annoying process. So I'll come back in a minute when I've sorted this out. Alright, we're back. I've made it out of the solar flare, just waiting for it. And we come across a fight that was already going on, and a missile just goes past the hull. And they can't really be bothered to deal with you because they're in hot pursuit. You can either destroy them, or try to, or they give you a bribe. In this case, you get 2 fuel, which isn't very good, dome parts, which you don't need, and a crap amount of scrap. But the reason I'm going to accept it is because they give me an anti-ship drone Mark II, which is actually pretty good, because it's worth a lot, so I'll sell that at a store. So I'll accept the bribe, take all that. I do have a fire going because the solar flare hit just before I left. They're in the healing bay at the minute, which heals them. Some ships have, like the Engi ship, that has a built-in speciality to the Engi, which heals everyone around the ship as long as this is running. So yeah, some ships are better than others. So yeah, I have each person set up to a certain sector. As you can see, you have different areas that people can go into, and these are the blast doors. So anyway, we're at the edge of the sector now, so we can get out. This is the thing I was talking about, which is like the warning for where they are. These are where it was, that was safe, but they got taken over by whatever these are called. I can't remember what they're called. Rebels, I think it is. No, we're the rebels. I'll find it out for the next video anyway. And this is where they're going to be next turn, where it says warning. So we'll jump out of the sector here, and you can either choose, and this is like the link where to go. So you've got Rebel or Uncharted Nebula. Nebulas are very bad because they destroy your systems and stuff, and they only let you use half of your engine power. There's Skype going off. So we'll go to the Rebel sector, and I'll continue this in the next video because this is just kind of like a preview of what's to come. But yeah, that's a good preview into FTL as a whole, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.